So the first thing we're going to do is cut up our pepper. For this recipe, you'll need 1 good size yellow bell pepper and 1 good size red bell pepper. And you're just going to dice these. So in order to make sure that they're the same size, as you can see, I cut them the long way and then I cut them into these little squares. And this is like the perfect size because you don't want it to be like too big in the sauce. This is the yellow pepper once I finish cutting all of it. And now I'm gonna cut the red pepper the exact same way. Now I'm going to cut mushroom. I'm going to slice the mushroom as thin as possible, and you will need 1 cup for the mushroom. Now I'm going to dice my onion. This is the easiest way to dice onions. You're going to cut it vertically and then horizontally. So when you use your knife to cut down the onion on the board, it's going to fall right into dice pieces. As you can see here, they're falling right into dice pieces. So this is the easiest way to dice. Now, because it does need to be minced, I'm now going to literally chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. So what you do is you hold one end of the knife while you're using your other hand to go over them. And here's my minced onions. So minced onions just means cutting your onions like really, really tiny. Now here is my fresh basil. I used the whole pack of the fresh basil that I got from the grocery store, and I'm gonna also mince the basil the same way I mince my onions. Now I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, no oil, unsalted butter, and we're going to start making the sauce. First thing I'm gonna drop in is the onions. Next thing are the peppers. And then the sliced mushrooms. I'm just gonna mix this up for a couple minutes. Now I'm going to put in my fresh garlic and using a garlic crusher. So you literally just put it in, squeeze, and it comes out the other end, and then continue this. So I use 3 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. I probably would have put more, but I want to be on the safe side. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of chili powder. This is red chili powder from the African supermarket, very, very strong. And let that cook for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add whipping cream. Please make sure you don't get table cream. And please note that this recipe does require you to have 1 pint of whipping cream. So 1 pint of whipping cream is 3 cups worth of whipping cream. So I know right here in the video, you don't see me put 3 cups. I added other 2 cups later because I realized that I didn't read the recipe properly. So please make sure that you are doing your conversions. 1 pint equals to 3 cups of whipping cream. The next thing I'm going to add is chicken broth. Please make sure that you get low sodium or low salt chicken broth, not extra salty chicken broth. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of grated parmesan. You're going to add this in gradually. Please do not dump it in all at the same time. In hindsight, I probably should have used a whisk just to make sure you don't have any lumps or anything, but I kept stirring continually, so I didn't really have that issue. But next time, to be on the safe side, or if you don't want to have to deal with that, just make sure you use a whisk so everything is nice and fine. Now you're going to add your fresh basil. And some salt. Salt is to taste, and I'm also going to add some black pepper, which is also to taste. So here I am, as I said earlier, adding the 2 cups of whipping cream. So in total, I had 3 cups of whipping cream, and because I added more milk, I'm going to add more pepper, and I did also add some more salt. So now we're going to cook our pasta. I already had the water boiling hot in the pot, and this is some bow-tie pasta, or farfalle, I guess it's the Italian name, or also called bow-tie pasta. So I'm gonna pour that in piping hot and cover that. You will cook your pasta until it's a bit hard, but still edible. So I think the technical term is al dente, but you don't want it to be super soft, not like my mac and cheese recipe. If you haven't seen that yet, you can click the card above and look at that. So now I'm going to cut my chicken breast. I have about 4 pieces of chicken breast here, and there's just some water and vinegar, and I'm gonna wash that thoroughly, and then you're going to strain it. So now we're making the coating for the chicken. So this is breadcrumbs, plain breadcrumbs. I didn't get the ones that have any seasoning on it. And then you're gonna need 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs. So that's a 1/4 cup, and I'm pouring my 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs into the bowl. Next, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of parmesan. And 2 tablespoons of flour. Now you're going to whisk this together so that it's mixed perfectly. And here, this is the coating you're going to use for the chicken breast. So now the chicken breast, what you're going to do is you're going to pound it so that it's nice and thin. This way it cooks perfectly and evenly, and the coating is able to get on it well. So make sure that you are paying attention when you're doing this, because I definitely tore one of them because I was pounding one side too hard. That's how thin it should be when you're finished. So now this is the second part of the coating. So you're going to use milk. I just have some 2% milk, and you're going to pour a cup of milk into a bowl. I definitely poured it too close to the edge, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more milk to make up for the milk that spilled. Don't cry over spilled milk, y'all. So here is all my pounded chicken breast, and my pan is nice and hot. I put some olive oil in there. So here you see me coating it. So the first step is you're gonna coat it once, drop it into the milk, make sure it's nice and saturated, and then drop it back into the breadcrumb and parmesan mix and place that into the hot pan. So you know that it's finished when it has this golden brown color, so beautiful. And at that time you can turn it over. The oil in your pan will reduce as it's cooking, so feel free to add some extra olive oil as you're cooking. And now I'm just gonna turn it over again. Make sure the other part is well cooked, because we don't want no one getting sick out here. So I'm just flipping it over to make sure that it's cooked evenly on both sides. And it's about done now. Gonna flip it back over. Still that nice golden brown color. So this is the color that you want it to be. And I'm done. So I'm going to repeat this with the other chicken breasts. And I cooked all 4. So now we are almost done. Here is my strained pasta, cooked al dente. It's a bit stuck together because I left it there for a while. And now I'm going to pour the sauce, which was left to simmer on low heat. Pour that right into the pasta. Make sure I get everything out. I'm scraping that sauce pot. And now I'm just going to mix. Make sure all of my pasta is well coated with the sauce. And I did taste it to see if it has enough salt. And I'm just gonna mix that up very, very well. And here we have it. 2 spoonfuls of the pasta, added my chicken breast on top, and now I'm adding my parmesan, and we done. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and see you later.